Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 5.
New unemployment numbers show that more than 700,000 Americans lost their jobs in March. Good evening and thanks for joining us for NBC 16 at 5. I'm Alan Matthews. It's the first time the economy lost more jobs than it gained since September of 2010. Most of those jobs lost are in restaurants and bars as states issued stay-at-home orders. That's followed by retailers and healthcare, with routine visits at dentists and physician offices falling. In Oregon, there have been 92,000 initial claims since Governor Kate Brown's stay-at-home order. Many Oregonians who have been laid off and have since filed for unemployment have been unable to get in touch with the office. Oregon Employment Department says that they've doubled the amount of staff dedicated to processing claims and is working on tripling that number, but admits they are having trouble keeping up. In Lane County, many people who are currently unemployed have been waiting days and weeks for their unemployment benefits to start. For families in need during the pandemic, St. Vincent de Paul and other organizations are stepping up to provide services that remain open.
The food box program, we're providing about 2,000 food boxes to families in the community per month, and that's continuing to rise. That's out of the Lindholm Center on Highway 99 North.
Coming up tonight at 5:30, Angelina Dixon tells us more about food services available in Eugene that you can pick up right from your car. If you own a small business, more relief is on the way. You can now apply for a loan through the federal government's Paycheck Protection Program. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says this money should be used to pay your workers and hire them back if you've let them go. The loans are available to small businesses and companies with up to 500 employees. For the first time, 2 teens have tested positive for coronavirus in Lane County. Lane County Public Health spokesperson Jason Davis says 16-year-old and 18-year-old males from the Eugene-Springfield area are at home recovering from coronavirus. Health officials believe the virus was spread inside the household.
As we get cases rolling in and people are doing the right thing by staying home, that when those cases pop up in a household, we can expect at least one person from the household in a multiple person household to have a positive case, just due to how infectious this disease is.
Davis also says 5 people are still in the hospital due to the virus and 14 are recovering at home. In all, 24 people have tested positive in Lane County, with 1 case last month being fatal. Oregon now has 902 coronavirus cases. The death toll is now at 22, with the death of a 71-year-old man in Polk County yesterday. Over 580 of those cases are in Washington, Marion, and Multnomah counties. As far as our region is concerned, Linn County stands with the most, with 37 cases. That includes 2 deaths. Deschutes County added 4 cases. That brings their total to 36. Again, Lane County has 24 cases and 1 suspected death. Benton County added 2 cases and has 17, including 1 death. Douglas County has 10 cases. There are still 0 confirmed cases in Coos County. Aviva Health in Roseburg has implemented 2 new ways to see patients in an effort to ease the load on the hospitals. NBC 16's David Ochoa shows us what they're doing and how it might be the future of healthcare.
A new respiratory clinic and a telehealth program is taking some of the strain off local medical facilities during the pandemic.
Where we can look and see these, take care of these patients without them having to go to the hospital. That's the key, is keeping it away from the hospital.
Patients with coronavirus symptoms can now get checked out at the clinic. Though it's not a test for the virus, it helps providers identify those who should be tested. That helps ease the burden on the hospital and preserves medical supplies.
If they have any of their symptoms of flu-like symptoms, cough, fever, shortness of breath, we refer them back to around the corner to where the respiratory clinic is at. And then there they have the full visit that they would have with a provider and team.
While this new clinic might be in response to the coronavirus, Larson says that the pandemic might have changed the future of healthcare.
I don't think any healthcare organization is ever going to do care like we did before the pandemic.
With telehealth, patients can see doctors without leaving their own home. Larson says for the time being, it will be about 90% of their visits.
I think we will continue to do televisits. I think we will continue to do telehealth visits. I just can't see us not having to make solid changes to the healthcare system without telehealth.
Reporting in Roseburg, I'm David Ochoa.
Well, we move on to our first look at weather. NBC 16's Heather Melendez now joins us as we get to the weekend. I'm sure a lot of people want to know if they can at least get out into their yards.
No, and don't be like Alan, who likes to do yard work in the rain, because we are going to start to see some sprinkles in those early morning hours. So although we saw some dry sidewalks today, they will start to become soggy. But taking a look outside, here's a live look out in Roseburg, seeing plenty of sunshine right now and tons of cloud coverage. We did manage to pick up a couple of droplets up in Corvallis, but for the most part, we are seeing some gusty winds as we are slowly awaiting for that cold front to make its way for western Oregon. So until then, conditions will be in the upper 40s, very comfortable, very mild, but they will start to drop back down into the upper 30s for tonight. We're not seeing some near freezing conditions, but we are seeing it to be brisk. We'll wake up with some clouds in those early morning hours, but more rain is on the way, definitely much heavier than what we saw this past week. I'll let you know how much rain to expect in my full weather forecast. Alan?
All right, thanks a lot, Heather. I just need a few hours. That's really all I need. So, well, among the law enforcement and first responders who have tested positive for coronavirus are 2 jail staffers in Marion County. Here in Lane County, spokesperson Devin Ashbridge says all jails are practicing social distancing to help prevent infection. They've limited foot traffic and in-person visits are temporarily suspended. The number of inmates in each jail dormitory has been cut in half. The county says all inmates are screened by medical staff before booking and that medical staff are available 24/7. Phone and video calls are free for families. The county is working with lawyers on alternative ways of connecting as well. As of right now, no Lane County inmates or staff have tested positive for the virus. Online shopping has surpassed general merchandise purchases for the first time ever in February. That according to the U.S. Department of Commerce. All that online shopping means lots of packages are being sent out to homes. Eugene police say that the pandemic is not going to curb theft. Crime prevention specialist Jeff Blonde has some advice on protecting your packages during the pandemic.
There are, a number of people with circumstances currently going on that they're having different things delivered, maybe groceries or things like that. So just like any package that you're going to have delivered, regardless of value, it's important to not leave it for extended periods of time when at all possible.
Back here at 5:30, one Eugene woman lost a package even though she was at home when it was delivered. We hear her warning to the community and get more tips from police on keeping those packages safe. Well, even though kids aren't in the classroom, the Springfield School District is making it possible for students to learn from home. Today, the school district had a laptop pickup for their high school students. Springfield schools surveyed families last week about what they needed for remote learning. Today, they prepared 800 laptops to give to students who said they needed one. The district's technology team says it is especially important for seniors to be able to complete their work to graduate on time.
Without the use of technology, this would look completely different. So it's great for us to be able to get the technology into students' hands to be able to have this option.
This upcoming week, they will be handing devices to the younger students. They have 3,000 devices ready to go. Students who are picking up their iPads or laptops can either go to Thurston High School or Hamlin Middle School in Springfield from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Staff members will be out there the rest of the evening and Monday through Wednesday of next week. A local group is extending its open hours to help protect homeless youth. The nonprofit added over 14 hours to their weekly schedule and are now open from 1 to 6:30 Monday through Thursday. Hosea staff members say they mentioned to us that they also have had an uptick in donations and volunteers from the community.
Being able to sort of be there for them when a lot of the places that they usually go are closed or can't really provide in the same capacity that they were, we were able to jump in, and that has been really helpful, and I think the youth that we serve are seeing that and are very appreciative.
Hosea Youth Services says other nonprofits are stepping up to meet the needs of the unhoused. The city of Eugene says they are working closely with local partners such as 15th Night to provide support to the unhoused community amid the coronavirus crisis. There are also respite shelters in both Eugene and Springfield. And make sure to sign up for our newsletter to get the latest updates on local stories in your inbox. To sign up, visit NBC16.com/sign-up. Type in your email and click sign up. Well, coming up next on NBC 16 at 5, nearly the whole nation is under stay-at-home orders, how some states expanding their testing abilities.